starting with the gracious name of Allah Almighty. Dear students, Assalamu Alaikum. We once again welcome you to Army Public School PMA Resource Network. Before we start our today's lecture, please subscribe this page and click on the bell icon to receive the notifications of our upcoming videos well in time. In our today's subject English language, we will study Unit 5 Animal World. Students, it's week 11th. Our subject is English language. We will go through Unit 5 Animal World, and the subtopics which we will cover today are modal verbs and habitats. Before starting the topic formally, we should see its learning objectives first. So after today's video, you will be able to know what are modal verbs, to know about the usage of modal verb can and could, to apply the modal verbs correctly in given time period, to know what are habitats, to describe different types of habitats, and to solve the exercises in workbook by applying the correct type of habitat. Dear students, there are different types of modal verbs. For example, may, should, will, must, would, can, and might. But in today's video, we will see the details of two particular modal verbs, and they are can and could. Now we will see the properties of modal verbs. Can and could are known as modal verbs. Following are their properties or characteristics. The first is they do not change their form after subject pronoun I, you, he, she, it, and they. Means they remain same when they are used after subject pronouns. They are not changed into ing form or ed form. They always remain same. Now the second characteristic is they do not use auxiliary form do, have, or be to form negative and question. Means when the statement having can and could is changed into negative or question statement, there is no need of any extra auxiliary form of the verb. For example, do, have, or any form of be. Now the third characteristic is they are followed by the base form of the verb, means first form of the verb. Now we will see the usage of can first of all. We use can to show the possibility, or we use can to talk about things that are possible. For example, dolphins can breathe underwater. Now, here the possibility of breathing under the water is shown. Look at the second example. Alligators can live for 100 years. The possibility of alligator for living for 100 years is shown in this example. Third one is she can speak Spanish very well. And the fourth one, can you come with us on Saturday? Now in all these examples, some possibility is shown. That's why we have used can in all these examples. Now let's move towards could. Students, both can and could are used to show the possibility or certain ability. But the only difference is this: Can is used in present and could is used in past. So, we use could to show possibility or ability in the past. For example, I couldn't play quite well a couple of years ago. Second example, you could have passed the test if worked hard. Third one, Ali could go for shopping after school. Next example is, I could run much faster when I was young. And the last example is, she could play the violin when she was a child. Students, notice that in all these examples, we are talking about the ability or possibility in the past. So we have used could. So you have to remember this difference, that both can and could are used to show the possibility, but can shows the possibility in present time, whereas could shows the possibility in past time. I hope your concept of modal verbs is clear now. So here is some written work. Exercise number 1. Match first part of each sentence 1 to 8 to its second part A to H. So this is a simple question. Exercise 2. Put the words in order to make sentences or questions. Exercise 3. Read the short paragraph and circle the 5 mistakes in the text of the words can, can't, could and couldn't. The last exercise is, make 4 sentences of your own using the question words can, can't, could or couldn't. Students, we are dealing with Chapter 5, Animal World, and your vocabulary too is habitats. I am just going to give you the introduction of what is a habitat, and rest of the topic will be read in detail in our next week. So let's see what is a habitat. A habitat is the type of natural environment in which a particular species or organism lives. A species habitat is those places where the species can find food, shelter, protection, and can raise their young ones. So students, this is the habitat. Now you have to do the following task. Task number 1 is, read or listen to audio track 5.5, that is 8 reasons why the earth is so beautiful. Then match the photos A to D to 4 of the habitats in bold. Second task is, use a dictionary or the internet to find the meanings of the following words. The words are coral reefs. Second is mangrove swamps. Third, rainforest. And the fourth is grasslands. And you have to add these words to my vocabulary bank also. Students, you have read the topic in detail. Now here is your success criteria. Success criteria is, describe the modal verbs. Differentiate between can and could. Describe the term habitats. And differentiate between various types of habitats. Now let's switch to English literature. Our reader is Swiss Family Robinson, and we are dealing with its Unit 5. Students, here are your learning objectives of English literature. First is recall Unit 5 to get yourself ready for written work. Second, read the paragraph about treehouse carefully and write a paragraph about it in your own words. And the third is write the character description by including the given points carefully. Students, in previous week you have studied the chapter in detail. Now is the time for an interesting written work. And your task number 1 is to write a paragraph on my tree house by answering the following questions. Number 1. Describe your own tree house. Number 2. What would you like your tree house to be like? The third one is, where would you build it and which kind of tree would be suitable? Then, describe view from the tree house. And will you invite your friends or would you like to live alone? The last point which you can include is, you can give your tree house a name also. So include these points to make your paragraph interesting one. Now here is your task 2. Its characterization means now you are going to write the character sketch. Pick out 2 characters from the novel and write character descriptions in your own words. Your word limit is 50 to 75 words. Include the following while writing the paragraph. First is, what role did they play in the novel? Second, physical description. And students, you can take hint from the pictures in the novel. Then, describe their role in the family. Next, information which you will include is their contribution in making the stay on the island better. Then, include their relationship and how helpful they are to the rest of the family members. The last point is, what discoveries did they make? So students, include all these points to harmonize your characterization. Now let's see the success criteria for your written work. Include the given points while describing the tree house and write the character sketch of the chosen character by keeping the character in your mind. Students, I hope this video will be profitable for you. Take care of you and your family. Thank you so much and Allah Hafiz.